Hi, and welcome to the lesson Warm and Cool Color Weaving. Today we're going to be talking about something you might already know, which is our warm and cool colors. We're also going to be studying weaving. Weaving has been around for centuries. You can weave blankets, you can weave clothes. And ladies, if you've ever made a braid, you've already done some weaving, but with hair. People weave baskets and furniture. And look, this person made a weaving out of clay, so you can really make a weaving out of anything. I'm going to give you some options in this video. You can choose one, or if you're just a superstar, you can do all of them. Let's get started. Hi, third grade. So my name is Mr. Boatfield. I work at Christie Elementary as their art teacher, and this week I'm going to be sharing with you our project that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a warm and cool color weaving. So let's think about weaving. Just take a few seconds and think about, have you ever done weaving before? Have you ever seen something that is woven? Let's talk about it. So this project is going to be a weaving focused on the warm and cool colors. So I wore my warm and cool color shirt. On this side, I have my warm colors, red, orange, and yellow. On this side, I have my cool colors, green, blue, and purple. The reason we call the warm colors warm is because they remind us of things that are warm. So think of lava, think of fire, think of a hot sun. Now, cool colors, the way I think about them is things that make us feel cool. So I think of maybe a purple night sky, green evergreen forest, and some blue water at night. That's how I think of the cool colors, helps me remember them. How can you remember your warm and cool colors? In this project, it's going to be mixed media. Mixed media means is that we are mixing media. Media means a different type of art. So we're mixing two types of art together. Could it be that we're mixing paper and then also drawing and painting on it? Could it be that we're using Play-Doh and taking a picture of it, and then it's photography? So it's up to you how you want to mix the media. And chances are that the art you're going to create today is going to be non-objective. Non-objective means that it doesn't necessarily look like anything. So take a look at my background. It's non-objective. There's not a face. There's not a building in it. It looks like a whole lot of nothing. So that's something that would be called non-objective art. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to create the art. I have a cool color piece of paper. This is my green paper, but it looks kind of neon. It'll work. Whatever you have at home will work. And then I have this orange paper. This is considered my warm color. So I'm going to create a weaving out of these. You may want to watch the video first and then go back and replay it as needed, because this one can be kind of tricky if you haven't woven before. Along with my two pieces of paper, I'm also going to need some scissors, some glue. For this, I'm also going to need a straight edge ruler. However, if you don't have a ruler, that's fine. You can use the edge of a book. Anything that has a straight edge that you could maybe drag a pencil along, that would be good. Like I said, it's totally up to you how you want to do this. Some people are painting their own paper, so if you have some copy paper and some paint, you could paint that paper and then use it for your weaving. That would be even more mixed media and awesome. The last thing that you're going to need is probably a pen or a pencil. Now, like I said, if you have your own idea for how you want to complete this project, whether it be using Play-Doh and creating some weaving, I can show you that one too. If you find a wicker chair and you see that it's woven, you can take a picture of it and turn it in. However you can do this, it's fine. I just want to see that you understand weaving in your warm and cool colors. So I have my two pieces of paper, and these are just old pieces of scrap paper. Remember, one's a cool color and one's a warm color. Now I have to decide which one is going to be the warp and which one's going to be the weft. You probably never heard of those words before. The warp is what we're going to be weaving into. So weaving just means that we're taking paper, string, fiber, and anything similar that you could weave with, and we're taking it and we're going up and over like a pattern through another material. So I'm just going to choose at random which one's going to be my warp. I'm going to choose this green one. So right now I don't need this orange one or whatever color you have. I'm going to take this paper, and remember your paper might be a different size, just problem solve, it'll be fine. I'm going to fold it over like a book, give it a nice fold. Now I'll leave it. There's two things I want you to notice. I have the flap, that's the side that can open up, and then I have the fold, that's the side that's folded, that's why we call it the fold. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to move it where the fold is facing towards me. Now this is where your ruler or straight edge is going to come into play. I'm going to take my pen, or you can use pencil, like I said, whatever you have at home, and you're going to make some lines that start at the fold, go up, but they never ever touch the flap. So let me show you one. I'm going to take my ruler, and it really doesn't matter how many lines you make. It'll make more sense once you watch this through. And I'm going to start at the fold. I'm going to go, 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 and stop. I left a little bit of room near the flap. This is going to be super important. If you don't follow this step, you could accidentally ruin your warp. And I'm going to continue this pattern of going in, drawing lines. Now I'm going to make it easier and just go draw towards my fold since I understand what to do. But you should have something that looks like this. It opens, but those lines touch the fold but never touch the flap. Now this is where the scissors are going to come into play. I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to cut the lines with the paper closed. I didn't open it. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And once I hit the edge of that line, stop. And you're going to keep going, cutting all of those lines. Don't be fast like me, cut slowly. And then also watch those fingers, of course. Now, it's gonna look pretty cool when you open it up. So you notice that it's one piece. Had I kept on cutting, it would have cut the paper basically in half. Don't do that. So now I have this. I'm gonna put this to the side. You're gonna be very tempted to play with it. Now I'm gonna need my other piece of paper. Now it's gonna be hard to imagine what we're doing next. We're gonna be cutting this piece of paper into little strips that we are then going to weave up and down into these strands of paper. To help you think about it, before I do it, I'm just gonna use my straight edge and kind of show you what it might look like. So I have my pieces of paper, and no, this is not a piece of paper, it's a ruler, but it's gonna show me what it might look like. So I go under, over, under, over, under, over. So that's what it's gonna look like. I'm going to now cut my paper. If you did it like mine, then you're going to want to hold it horizontally and then cut up. So that means we want the shorter side of the paper to become our paper strips. So now I'm cutting the paper. Like I said, if you need to go back and watch these directions again, I totally understand. That's probably what I would do. I'd probably watch the directions first, maybe even a couple times, and then try it out for yourself. All right, so now I'm ready to begin. This is where it gets a little bit crazy. Let me do a little bit for you first. All right, so remember that pattern. I go under, over, under the bridge, over the field, under the bridge, over the field, under the bridge. And then you're gonna take the paper and just tuck it up where you think it should go. Now, it's really tempting to just do that the whole way. There's a more interesting way to do this. This one, I started by going under. Now, I think I'm gonna go over, and I'm gonna do kind of a checkerboard pattern with this. So, over, under, over, under, over, under, and over. And then pull it down, make it look nice and neat. Oop, and then I messed up on this one. There we go. So now you're kind of seeing that it's turning into a checkerboard pattern. You can always go back and try it again by pulling it out and trying it again. That's the cool thing about this, is that you don't need to boo-hoo over a mistake, because you can just pull it out and try it again. No big deal. So I'm gonna continue this pattern a little bit, and then at the very end, I'll show you what you can do. Okay, it took a second, but I'm finally there. I have this checkerboard pattern. Now, the fun doesn't have to just stop there. You can go back in, add patterns. I had one class at my school that liked to do secret messages. So, let me see. Let me show how I can show you one. So let's say I put the word hi here. You could take it, pull it up, and your word disappears. And maybe it turns into a different word like bye. And then you can change it. Hi, bye. So you could do something really cool with this. I'm gonna stop this. Now, once you are done with your weaving, you can take the flaps, give them a dot of glue, and that will keep your weaving from moving around, because until you're done, until the very end. So at the very end, go in, take the glue, give those little flaps a dot of glue, and it won't move again. And you want to do this on both sides. All right, so now I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna put this out of the way. I'm gonna show you a completely different way of doing this now. Let's say you're more of the 3D person and you're not really feeling the weaving, or maybe you just decide it's a little bit too difficult for you. That's okay. I've had students before take the Play-Doh, take it all out. They find some Play-Doh, and there's even some really good recipes on how to make Play-Doh at home using like baking soda and things like that. Since we're talking about warm and cool colors, what do you think this one is? Is it warm or cool? If you thought cool, then you were correct, because it's blue. Blue is a cool color. It reminds us of maybe a cool ocean or cool river at night. So now I'm going to roll this Play-Doh into different rolls. Just think of it like snakes. Make some snakes, and I will be right back. So now I happen to have two colors of Play-Doh, and one is a warm color, which is orange. My idea is I'm gonna get this out, I'm gonna make some really long rolls, and that's going to weave into the rolls I already have. If you just wanna use one color Play-Doh, that's fine. However you can get this done. All right, so I have this long warm color, and I'm about to weave through my cool color. So basically I just pick a side. I'm just gonna start over here. I'm gonna go over, then under, over, under, over. And look, I have a little bit extra to spare. And I can keep up that pattern and continue to make a weaving. All right, let me do it from the side just in case you want a better view. So this one I went over, so I'm gonna do it a little bit different. And I'm going to start under, then go over, under, then go over, and then under, and I had a little bit more to spare. So you're starting to see, I don't want to say a checkerboard pattern, but some sort of pattern going on there, and that looks pretty cool. You could keep on going and make this really cool weaving out of Play-Doh. There are so many ways that you can accomplish this. Let's say you don't have Play-Doh. Let's say you don't have paper. That's totally fine. Or you're just not feeling the Play-Doh. That's totally fine too. There's so many ways that you can accomplish this. Could you find something that's woven in your house and take a picture of it? Could you find some warm and cool color towels and weave them together? In my class, when we start this project, we always do an obstacle course. So what we do is we borrow some jump ropes or some string, and then I have two people hold it. And then we do under and then over the jump rope, under the jump rope, over the jump rope. So you can make an obstacle course that involves weaving. So you can combine art and PE. It's totally up to you. So I'm challenging you, come up with a weaving, use those warm and cool colors in some way, and make it unique. I'm so excited to see what you're gonna create.